Hello everyone, it's RASA von Werder from the University of Mother God Church, and the name is RASA von Werder, and my website represents me, the University of Mother God Church, womanthouartgod.com, and my life story and biography as Kellie Everts, the stripper for God, is on istripforgod.com and kellieeverts.com, and I have 20 published books. The majority of them are on lulu.com and also amazon.com. So check out the websites which are featured under the description of this video and my other videos. I'm talking about Reverend VERNA Talbot, who was my first guru. Living guru, not spiritual guru, you know, from the saints, from Jesus and Mary and all the saints, you know, they're all my gurus. But she was my living guru on earth. And so I didn't have that many of those. You know, she was my first one of those. I only had actually one other living guru, Swami Ji, to be honest. They were both women. Both of my gurus were women. Okay, now, Verna Talbot had an anointing. What is an anointing? Okay, like if you read in the Old Testament in the Bible, one it says, it talked about a prophet, and the prophet, when he died, he gave his mantle. And I don't remember who it was. He gave his mantle to the next guy. The mantle, and I could not figure out, what is a mantle? What is he talking about? His mantle, his clothes, his robe? No, the mantle is a mantle of light. It is an anointing. It is a power. So this prophet handed down his power, his mantle, to the next guy. You understand me? They can do that. You see, it's like a prophet can anoint you to be king, like a prophet anointed King David to be king before he killed Goliath. That helped to enable him to kill Goliath. An anointing is a power of God, which is specifically given to a person, and that person can transmit their power to another person who is worthy of it. Now, that is I didn't know all those details then. I wasn't an expert, but whatever she had, I never knew another person who had a ministry with an anointing and a power to heal and to channel the way she did. And she could lift a person up. In spite of her many flaws and faults, and she had many, she did have this power. And I endured her obnoxiousness, her know-it-allness, her greediness, her demanding money constantly, because I wanted to learn and I wanted to receive the anointing like hers. Now, it's easy for people to say, as soon as they find out your flaws, they find out you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend who's got flaws, it's easy for them to say, move on. Easy, isn't it? But they don't move on. They don't move on from their flawed partners. But they easily find it to say to you, hey, move on. Move on. It's easy to say move on. So everybody who knew me and her, oh, Verna Talbot, oh, move on. She's no good, move on. They didn't value what she had, but I did. That's why I was there. Okay, Verna had, again, I'm going to say it again, she had a lot of flaws. One of her flaws was she was a thief. But the worst thing that I hated about that, she did the same, not exactly the same, but similar, to my mom. Tried to say I was a thief. My mom tried to frame me for stealing her sugar daddy's credit card. I didn't sign it, so she couldn't frame me, but she tried. Verna Talbot, she was a waitress. She couldn't get anything higher than that, you know. In show business, she was a singer. One time she sang for me, the light hit her, and she had a beautiful voice, but most of the time she didn't have a voice. She had lost it. She had lost her looks also. She was overweight. And she wasn't really beautiful. She was attractive and pretty when she was young. But as a middle-aged woman, when I knew her, she was not attractive, and she was short and overweight. And she ate too much. She was a glutton. To me, she was a glutton. I was skin and bones. She was a glutton to me. I didn't admire her for that, but that's not what I wanted. I didn't want her gluttony. And like I said, she was a thief. She was a thief. I saw a lot of shit that you steal from a diner. You know, like those silver napkin holders. So she had one of them. I said she lifted that from a place where she worked. And then she tried to tell me that I would take things without realizing it, which was total 100% bull crap. She projected that onto me. Because I remember when I was in Vegas, I got a job. She went with me when I got the job. We went to some agent, some schlocky agent who I was scared of Prince Nutty following me and finding me, so I wouldn't use my real name. My real name, I was already a celebrity. I was Kellie Everts, Miss Nude Universe from Playboy. But I wouldn't use my name because I was scared to death of Prince Nutty finding me. And so I used the name Kelly Conover. That was her idea, Conover. Kelly Conover. So with the nobody name, with a name having a nobody, not using my title or anything, I wasn't able to get a great job. Just a very ordinary, poor job. The lowest of the jobs you can find. I got a job as an amateur in Las Vegas, dancing as an amateur for $200 a week. Now, $200 a week then, that was a long time ago, would translate into a lot more today. A lot more. But for $200 a week, you could just barely survive. And that's all I was in this club. This, not on the strip, you know, off the strip club, low paying. And I had to pay for my own hotel, and it was $50 a week. So that's only $150 left for living expenses and traveling to your next location. That was very bad money, and that's what this agent got me. And she, Verna Talbot, negotiated with him, and she told him, well, I assumed they were going to pay your transportation and hotel. No, don't assume anything. Don't assume anything. Worst job imaginable. She came to see me at that job, and when we left the room, and I had this poor little room, she said, well, take the towels. I said, take the towels? I don't do that. She said, they expect you to. I said, I'm sorry, I don't take people's towels when I leave a hotel. She calmly took all the towels, folded them up, and put them in her suitcase. I couldn't criticize her. I couldn't say, oh, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. I couldn't say anything. She was my mentor. She was extremely, when I think about it, how humiliating. She was so humiliating to me. She would make fun of me in front of other people. She would make fun of me to me. She kept calling me a farmer from New Jersey. Oh, you're just a farmer. Oh, but she was a big shit, right? She came from New Jersey too. But they weren't farmers. I don't know what they were. So she would brag about herself and make herself out to be a great personage, and I was a nothing and a nobody until it was time to get money out of me. When it was time to get money out of me, she would praise me. oh, you're going to be known as the Princess of God, and I don't remember, it was all bullshit, and you're going to be this, you're going to be that, blah, 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 but she didn't encourage me. She did not make me stripper for God. I made myself stripper for God. She did not want me to preach. She was jealous that I might preach and that I might be known for being a woman of God. She was jealous of the idea of that. She didn't like that. She wanted to be the only famous, great woman of God. Not me. All right, to be continued.